Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Chat Q&A question of the day. This person sent in a question, said they wanted to remain anonymous. It said, Classic, you always speak about being private. What are the pros and cons of being that way? I could break down the pros and cons of being private. Okay. Pros of being private. Pros of being private is people not in your business. That's a natural pro. People aren't in your business. I think that when you're a private person and life be lifing, like people love to say, I think when you're a private person and life be lifing, it's easier to get through and go through those times without an abundance of people being aware that you fucked up in whatever way that you struggling, whatever way it is. You know, sometimes, you know, people overly trying to see about you and tap in, sometimes it's not a good time. And so I think being private has that pro to it. It's definitely a good thing. It's a positive. I think as far as being private with regards to romance, relationships, and dealings like that, again, there's an element of it just makes it easier for conflict resolution. If you one of them people that's in a relationship and every time the relationship get on shaky legs or whatever the case may be, or if it's a situation or some frustration afoot and you got to run and speak to whoever that person is, your confidant. For some people, you know, a woman might run to her mama, or a dude might talk to his best homie, or a female might talk to her best homegirl, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Sometimes some people so loose, they'll just go talk to a coworker, you know, somebody who ain't even that tied in. Some people just loose, you know, they'll talk to whoever around type shit. But like, if you one of them type of people, you're going to have a harder time solving problems versus putting your energy into getting past communication barriers with the person that you're struggling with and actually getting to the root and getting some resolve out the situation. So I believe that's another pro. Like, conflict resolution is easier when done in private. But cons of being private, I think one of the biggest cons of being a private person is because you don't tell people shit, all they can do is assume about you. And so you get into a space where you feel like everybody got you fucked up. I say that again so y'all can absorb what I'm saying. So one of the biggest cons of being a private person is you don't tell people nothing. So all they can do is assume. And because everybody's forced to operate off assumptions due to lack of insight, you start feeling like everybody got you fucked up. And it's because they do. They don't know, so they start to look from the outside in and draw conclusions and make assumptions and assertions and all this other shit. And it's just like, and then when they say certain stuff to you or ask you certain lines of question, it lets you know a lot of what they think about you or what they feel like you going through or been on or dealing with, etc. And so, you know, that's when you start realizing, like, damn, like, why you ask me that? You got me fucked up. Or why did you say that like that? What is it that you think? Oh, you think that? What give you that impression? Oh, well, you don't really say nothing. I just, you know, it seemed like la da 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 da. Oh, okay. Well, no, but I. And look, some people be so sure in their assumptions, you will tell them they got you fucked up, and they still won't believe you. Okay, sure. Like, you don't have to pretend for me. I'm not pretending. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. It's some people who think they assumed right. And they swear you can't tell them nothing. They'll put money on it. Jay Zilla said, what about people being naturally more open, naive, or sensitive? Is it selfish to put your information on others? Good question. She said, what about people being naturally more open, naive, or sensitive? Is it selfish to put your information on others? It can be. You know, somebody may be an empath, like a real serious empath. And if you call them to dump your shit and you ain't checked to see if it was a good time, you could throw off their whole day, couple days, week, whatever the case may be. I think it's very important, and it's damn near necessary for a person to check and see if it's a good time for you to be unloading to them about whatever it is you need to talk about. Even if it's just you getting shit off your chest and don't have nothing to do with them. It may be a situation where they're not having the type of day where they could sit and listen to that. They already trying to stay balanced themselves. They already shaky as hell. And here you come with some negativity. So, yeah, you said, is it selfish to put your information on others? At times. I think if you don't do a courtesy of seeing if it's all right, if it's cool, you know, see what headspace they in, and then oversharing at the wrong time too, or how you in a situation where you talking to a person that's having a rough day or they're in a bad mood or whatever the case may be, and you get to oversharing with them, and then it's a situation where they giving you some point of view or some advice that's aggressive or negative in its origin because they not in the best headspace at the time. So you got to realize who you talking to, when you talking to them, and how they doing. How are they doing? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things to consider, but definitely great question, Jay Zilla. But yeah, that's the biggest con I could point out. I mean, I don't know what other cons off the top of my head about being a private person, like bad things about being private. But that's the biggest thing. It's like when you don't tell people shit, all they could do is just assume. You know what I'm saying? And then when they start making their assumptions and you don't correct them, they could be wrong as hell for an extended period of time and potentially forever. Especially if they don't ever bring what they assume to you. They just assume they right and they never talk to you, so you can never offer them the correction that they need. Shit, somebody had you fucked up for years, months, forever. It can happen. So, but yeah, that's it on the chat Q&A question of the day. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch, www.theclassiccodes.com. Or you can shoot me a Cash App. Either way, stick to the codes.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold.